Yeah. For sure. But like we have cousins who lived in Salt Lake for a long time, and I have friends in Provo, and I don't have a problem with Utah at all.
I mean, I think for us, we used to be, like, and a thing we really liked about Tacoma was, we liked being able to go out and kind of do stuff, like have a decent restaurant to go to, have good bars to go to. And now not saying that we don't like that as much, like we like going out to go get a beer or something. But I think now we're kind of like, well, we make better food and just as good of drinks at home. That we're not as much of the... we just don't go out as much as we used to. Which makes me feel kind of old.
We're just boring old people.
Yeah.
I love restaurants. I love going to restaurants. What I think is really upsetting about a lot of the restaurants around here, it isn't so much that like, oh, I could make this better at home, because, I mean, yeah, and so could you, right? Like,
right.
I feel like a huge part of going out to a restaurant is not, oh, the food is so amazing. You go out to a restaurant because you want to be entertained and kind of waited on, and you kind of want like the hospitality part of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just nice to not have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to deal with dishes. You don't have to deal with grocery shopping.
Yeah, and I mean, you want to go out and you want to have like the whole restaurant experience. But so many of the restaurants here, like at least from what we found, it's like the hospitality is just terrible.
Yeah.
It's like even if the service at a place is good, it still is like the hospitality sucks. So for me, it's sort of like I don't really have such a problem going to a place where it's like, the food is whatever. It's like I want to go to a place where I have fun when I'm there, and I feel like it's a place I want to go and hang out, and that's just not. There's just not a ton of places like that around here. Like,
we checked out a while ago, like January or something like that. It would have been before things ramped up. We went to like a burger place, and the burger place was decent. And we were like the only ones in the restaurant, and our server was a little slow with a few things. And it's kind of like, dude, we're the only ones here.
Well, we sat at the bar.
Yeah, and we even sat at the bar. Like, we were gonna get another round of drinks at that restaurant, but he was so slow that we were like, well, I guess we're not gonna have another drink here. Because we're all done with our dinner. Like, our food came out pretty...
Literally the only people in there.
Yeah, our food came out relatively quickly. But, yeah, we were, like, gonna get another round. Like, our drinks are sitting in front of us empty. And so then we did go to a bar downtown. And that was another one. Like, I feel like we got our first round of drinks relatively quickly. Not too bad. And they were good. And then, I don't know if it was because there were two bartenders behind the bar. And one of them, like, some regulars were sitting next to us. And the one bartender totally was focusing on the regulars, chit-chatting with them, whatever, like, making them experimental drinks. Again, meanwhile, we are sitting in front, at the bar, 2 empty glasses for, like, 20 minutes. And we should have just left after that, but it switched over to happy hour, and we were like, let's get one more drink, I guess. But it's, like, that kind of stuff. And, like, I know we got a little, like, we had a bar in Tacoma that we were definitely regulars at, like... We loved going there. The bartenders were great. The drinks were great. And we probably got a little bit of preferential treatment there. But to me, it didn't feel like that out of the ordinary.
To me, it isn't even about, like... It's definitely not about, like, getting preferential treatment. It's just about, hey, I just want you to care that I'm here.
Right.
Like, you don't have to, like, treat me like I'm some VIP customer or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But, for God's sakes, don't ignore me.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. And so we just have had a hard time with that lately.
Yeah. Don't forget the soap.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks, Crystal.
Alright, so our veggies are in. Should we add some chicken to this?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let's do that.
Totally hear you. Restaurant experience has gone downhill for sure. And it's like, I mean, that was one of the big, so most of you guys probably know, our honeymoon, we did a little bit of an unconventional honeymoon, where we went to Chicago and New York, and we just went to crazy restaurants, and it was a blast. And that was one of the big things, like, our favorite restaurant up in Seattle Like, the food is very, very good there, but the reason we like it, and it's our favorite place to go, is because the hospitality is phenomenal. Like, Jason and I are, you know, kind of nobodies on their list. Like, you know, we're younger, but it's not like we're not wealthy, you know. This is kind of a big deal. You know, we'd go maybe 2 times a year for... Usually we'd try and go for our dating anniversary and my birthday, because they were about 6 months apart. But even in that time, you know, like, they keep notes, and they were like, hey, how's physical therapy school going? And like, oh, this was the bottle of wine you guys had the last time. Do you want that again, since you guys loved it? Like, just little things like that, that it's just like, wow, I'm not even anybody all that special, but you guys are making us feel special.
That's hospitality.
And, you know, even when we've gone to, like, some of their other stuff, too, like, we hadn't gone in for quite some time, and we went last summer. They were doing this Hawaiian Nights in the parking lot. And usually we'll go to the bar, get a drink before we have dinner, and there's one bartender who's probably one of the lead bartenders there. And he served us a couple times. I can never remember his name, but I recognize him every time. And he happened to be one of the bartenders, and where we were sitting, like, he basically had a shot right up to us and was just like, hey, can I get you guys anything? Type of deal. And, like, he ended up giving us, like, a sparkling wine on the house, because he's like, you guys are cool. Here you go. You know, and that was a lot of the places we went to on our honeymoon. Like, they did that at Blackbird, was probably one of our favorite places we went to out of the 2 weeks that we were gone. Because, again, they just made you feel awesome.
It's not about getting free stuff or anything like that. It's about feeling like they want you to have a good time. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, getting, like, free drinks and stuff is awesome, but, like, that's never what it has to be. Mm-mm. You know what I mean? It's never about, like, oh, you guys are regulars, and that's, like, so you get special treatment. It's about, even the first time we went, they still treated us like we were their whole world, which is why it was awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, because they kind of knew, like, they knew you had wrote your thesis on them, so they, like, kind of had a little note that we were coming in. But again, like, you know, the owner came and chatted with us for, like, 10 minutes, and it was, like, the first time we'd ever walked into the restaurant. We were sold after that, like, you know.
Like, hospitality is so easy, but so many restaurants screw it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And really all the places we went to did a pretty good job with it. I don't think there was really any place that we... Grill and the Goat was a little slow. But the people there were still nice. I think it was just the gal who was next to us was freaking obnoxious. Oh my gosh. She was on not a date. She was, like, out with her... Well, I think she was out with her guy friend, and I think the guy friend wished they were dating. Yeah. And she was, like, talking about some other guy, and the way it was set up was it was, like, booth on one side and chairs on the other side of a table. And I think she might have even... I can't remember if she took off her shoes or put her shoes on the booth, like, and is sitting sideways. And her voice was obnoxious. It was, like, super high-pitched. Like, almost comical sounding. And Jason and I are just like... And we had flown in, like, our flight had gotten delayed, and then it got delayed while we were in the air, and we just wanted to have dinner and just go to our hotel and sleep.
Oh, that's right, because our flight took, like, an extra hour because of storms or something.
Yeah, we were supposed to leave at,
well, got delayed,
I think 11:30 or something, or 1... Yeah, we were supposed to leave at 11:30 because we went to the lounge and had, like, breakfast and a drink or something. And then, yeah, there were storms over Chicago, so then it got pushed to, like, 1:30, and then even while we were up in the air, they were like, yeah, we're gonna be delayed, like, 2 hours in the air, but then they managed to... So we did, like, a circle over South Dakota, I think it was. But then they were like, oh, wait, we can do this other thing. So we actually went south down to St. Louis to bypass this giant storm cell, and then went up again to Chicago. So we took our... Because we were not even sure if we were going to make our reservation. And then they were like, well, we don't know if we can hold it. But then we still ended up having the reservation. So we went straight from the airport, like, with our bags to our dinner reservation.
Yeah, we made it work.
We did. And we still had a good time. That's so much chicken. It was a big chicken.
Big boy.
I'm trying to think if there was a place that we went to on that trip that we were both kind of like, meh.
I don't think so.
I mean, hospitality wise, I mean, we had some, like, we weren't